it's Steph. So it's today's a video for a little haul basically. I've received a few things. It's a small haul. It's not very long, but I've received a few things for my birthday / Christmas that I wanted to share. There's not a lot because this year I asked for a lot more makeup related items and crafty items. And you may have seen or you may not. I've created a makeup dedicated page, Instagram page, because I've been really into makeup recently, and I thought because I'm doing less cards. But I'm still into things. You know, it's not because it's not card that it's not other things. I've done a lot of sewing last year as well, and I didn't share much about that. And oh look, you can see my fingers. I didn't share a lot about that, but yeah, I've been doing other things. I'm not dead to the world. I just try different things. I'm going around. So anyway, it's a small craft haul, but I wanted to share it anyway. So let's start with the first item. It's a stamp set from clearly Besotted from my friend Lisa for my birthday. You can see it's changed color because I used it a few times, and I'm not sure at which point I will publish that video, but I've made 3 Christmas cards with that set before Christmas that I didn't get a chance to share before Christmas, but I've done the voiceover recently anyway because I still wanted to share the cards, and I think it's a great stamp set for mass production. It's a small stamp set, so it's an affordable stamp set, but obviously stamps really well. That's, you know, needless to say, but it's really handy. You can make cards really quickly. You can make them identical, slightly different. The little items that come with it are really cute, and they stamp really well. So here we go. That's the first one I really liked. Then my crafty friend Lisa also bought me this stencil. It's a Simon Says Stamp stencil. Yeah, I have the package here. What is it called? Does it actually have a name? No, it has a number. It doesn't matter. It's a large dot stencil. She remembered I mentioned it a few months back. I don't get to order from Simon Says Stamp because it's in the US and the postage is a bit of a killer for me when my budget is quite restricted. But she remembered I really like that and she ordered it for me, so I'm really grateful for that. It's a great stencil, sorry. I've used it on this Christmas card I was mentioning, so you will see me use it soon. And it's definitely worth it. I think it's one of the stencil shape that you will always use, whatever the theme. So I think it's really handy to have it. Also, I bought myself, it sounds sad, I bought myself this honeycomb stencil for Christmas, and I had bought once by mistake kind of the negative of it, so I'm looking for it in my drawer. Yeah, I bought that a few months back thinking I was buying that, and I didn't. I bought that, and that's actually called, I think, chicken wire. Nothing to do with honeycomb, but on the screen it looked like honeycomb, and I think that's probably one of the danger of buying online. Sometimes you don't quite get it right. So I bought that for myself, and I've not used it, but I really like it. So hey, things to come soon. That's because Lisa is trying to convert me to stenciling, and I'm getting there. So then, oh, that's a present from my crafty friend Michelle. So thank you very much, Michelle. I haven't actually used it yet, but I will very soon. So thank you. And that's a stamp set from my crafty friend Ruth. Sorry, I'm trying to get it out of the pouch. And she knows I love florals. And she sent me that. So that was very nice. Thank you. And then, last but not least, although you won't know because he's not watching my videos, my husband bought me a few Prismacolor goodies. They were on my wish list. He didn't guess. He has no idea what it is, but he bought me that. So it's basically 2 sets. That one actually comes with a spare... Sorry. Shit, I thought I had it all. It comes with all these little bits. That's one set, which was I think about 12 quid or so. I'm not quite sure what that's for. I've used that before. I tried to use it with the Prismacolor. I didn't think it worked any better than that, or even better than this sand eraser. So I'm not quite sure. There's got to be like a... It says excellent for removing a highlighting pencil, charcoal or pastel. I don't know. I haven't found a use for it, but it's in the set anyway. So here you go. One of these. More rubber. Who doesn't need more rubber? A little pencil sharpener, which I won't actually use because it also bought me that, but I will tell you about that in a second. There's this really cool tool. You've heard me complain again and again but some of my pencils keep breaking. So for example, the white is a lot shorter than that's pretty full size. It's not full size, but it's pretty full size, so you can see the difference. I mean, obviously you're gonna use white a lot more than you will use orange, but just to give you an idea of how short my white has gone. So that's really handy. You can see the hole here, and then there's some, it's not quite a ring, but it's kind of a ring, and you move the pen down and you just put your pen in there, click, and you push the ring, and here you go. So if it's not handy for you to hold a tiny pencil, that will extend the size of your pencil quite considerably. Oh, pencil, yes. In that set, there was also that Prismacolor Ebony, which I had very high hope for, and not impressed. If you could see my face, I'm not impressed. So let's get that orange pen again. That's a pretty much full-size pen, and that's where I'm at with this one. Let's bear in mind that I have not actually been able to use that one. I sharpened it so much, and it kept breaking until I finally managed to get a tiny point. But it broke so much that I actually gave up, and I went on to that other pen that has nothing to do with Prismacolor. But it's a Staedtler Mouse Lumographic Black. Actually, which is confusing me is that, well, you can't see it on the camera, I'm sure, but you may actually. Can you see that one is actually silver? And the black one is actually black. And it's weird because the silver one is called Ebony Jet Black Extra Smooth. So yeah, it's not really black for me. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm not too happy with that one. And I am quite happy with that one. Sorry, my husband just walked in, so the noise in the background, it's not me. And then the final thing that came in that set, which is intriguing, but I haven't actually quite used. And I shall get a piece of paper to kind of demo that for you. A piece of used paper. It's when you need one that you can't find it. Here you go. Piece of scrap. If you just take a bit of orange. So I only used that once. I've not actually used it on a card. I need to kind of practice with it. You could have said I could have focused on that bit, so I didn't resolve that card. It was not very thoughtful. So it comes with double end. Can you see that? So there's a very large end that will give you that. You can't drag the color, you're just going over it. It does stain a bit, but it's not too bad. I don't know how it will work with some dark blue. Or you can have the very, very pointy end and do that. Okay, that's pointless. Let's make a circle so you can see better. Here you go. Should I get a dark color out? Let's get a dark color just to demo that properly. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright. That's dark. It works. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure I get the point for it. It's one of these things you kind of want to try it. But I use Copic. You see this one does actually carry the color a bit. It picks it up and it carries it around a bit. I haven't found a use for that yet, but I'm sure there's one. I just haven't got around to it yet. Alright, so that was a whole Prismacolor set that my husband bought me. So it's quite cool. I mean, I did want that. And I was actually really looking forward to using that. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm hoping I get use of that. So that's it for it. And then the last thing that I've been eyeing for a while, I do remember one of the card maker mentioning a pencil sharpener that was, I don't know, at least 20 quid if not more, and it was supposed to be really good. But I just couldn't get myself to spend 20 quid, just, you know, in case I didn't like it. I don't remember how much that one was. I didn't pay for it, but it must have been about 7 or 8 quid, so it's not cheap. But it has a really decent size. That doesn't, yeah, that does come off. And then you open the bottom, and you know, it's kind of like, it's a decent size compared to that little rabbit one I had before. And this one has 2 different sizes. What I like is that it has a cap. So, hang on, just one sec. Wrong way around. It does have like specific placement. Voila. put it back in the right place. I doubt you can see that. Can you see that? Here there's a pointy long lid, and here it's shorter, and it's very hard to see. Can you see that? So this one will give you a long pointy end, and this one a thicker end. I like the fact that you can close it so that it doesn't go everywhere, because that's what tends to happen when you have like one that doesn't have a lid on the top. And it has a good preserve. So far, I mean, it's metal, so I find that it's sharpening really well, but I still get the problem of lid breaking from time to time. So I don't know if there's actually a magical solution there. Maybe that's just how Prismacolor is, and I should stop worrying about it. Anyway, so that was my little haul for today. Thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year. I should have started with that. Happy New Year, everybody. Oh, look. I put some all over my desk. Thank you very much for watching, and there's a few card making videos coming if they haven't been out already, so stay tuned. Sorry. Thanks again, and have a good evening. Bye. Or a good day. Bye.